What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we are bringing Incinerate Typhlosion to the Ultra League Premier Cup. You guys know on the channel, once Incinerate was brought out, we've used Rapidash, Typhlosion, and Chandelure in the Great League. We've used Ho-Oh now in Ultra League, and we're going to try out Typhlosion today in Ultra League Premier Cup. Now we're also bringing Gallade on the lead and Alolan Muck on the save swap. What we're really trying to do is get shield advantage for our Typhlosion to close endgame, because it does have access to Blast Burn and Solar Beam. Blast Burn being that community day move. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think about today's video and this team, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's go ahead and get right into the battles. Alright, getting into this first battle. Like I said, with this team, the goal is to be closing with Typhlosion endgame, which means we need to be getting shields with our team. So we have Gallade on the lead versus Alolan Muck. So kind of a tough matchup for us, considering Dark Pulse does a lot of neutral damage because of our Psychic fighting typing. Now, we can really threaten with close combat. I tried to swap right there into Alolan Muck to catch the Dark Pulse, because I figured they're going to be throwing Dark Pulses on the charge move. What we're going to do right here is just be counting the Snarls, and once they get to 3, which is right there, I'm going to go ahead and throw close combat. Now, what we're going to see here is that they're at 4 Snarls, which means they're going to try to throw Dark Pulse. So after this close combat, I'm going to instantly swap. And we swap at the exact same time, which is fantastic, because we would have been one shot right there with a Charm from Togekiss. Now, in this matchup, we're going to go for double Gunk Shot. Again, what is the purpose of this team with an Incinerate user in the back? It's to get shields early. So with Gunk Shot, it's either going to one-shot the Togekiss or get a shield. And because Typhlosion is that fire typing, we're okay with not needing to shield bait right here, because we're going to be resisting Charm, and we can come in and farm a lot of energy. Now I'm going to go ahead and shield the Ancient Power right there. In tandem with Charms, I wouldn't be able to get to another Gunk Shot, but now I'm going to put them in a really tough situation. Are they going to shield this next Gunk Shot, or are they going to get one shot? They do decide to shield, which is fine. Again, now Typhlosion is set up to farm, to basically close endgame for us. So what we're going to do is go ahead and bring in the Typhlosion. Again, we're resisting Charm, but we have to watch out for Ancient Power. But we do know the Alolan Muck does have a Dark Pulse, so we're going to go ahead and hold on to our shield. Ancient Power won't one-hit KO a Typhlosion, but we're going to need that shield potentially endgame right here. So we're going to overload a bit on energy to make sure we have enough energy for whatever comes in next to be able to handle it. This Blast Burn is going to be doing enough neutral damage to take out the Togekiss. We'll have to see what decides to come in. It's going to be a Swampert, but I'm going to go ahead and swap into Gallade right here and go for the Leaf Blade. I had a lot of loaded energy, and Leaf Blade's still going to near one shot. I know you guys wanted to see the beam right there. I know you guys feel cheated out of the beam, but Gallade's going to be able to close it. That was my win condition right there. I don't know if I would have made it to Solar Beam in time, but that is going to be a good battle. Don't worry, you guys will see beams in this video. Alright, moving into the next battle. Let's see how this one goes. All these battles are done on Twitch live stream as well, so if you guys haven't stopped by there yet, there's links down in the description for my Twitch channel. But yeah, thank you for everyone who stopped by. These battles were a lot of fun. So we have Tangrowth on the lead. Somewhat of a tough matchup right here. We resist Rock Slide, but we take neutral from Power Whip. Now you can survive a Power Whip as well, but what is our goal with this team with an Incinerate user in the back? It's to get shield advantage. So we're going to go ahead and not shield the Power Whip, and then we're going to throw close combat. This is going to take out the Tangrowth, or we will get a shield. Getting a shield is huge for us. So we're going to go ahead and throw it. We get a shield. We're going to swap now into a Alolan Muck right away. They're building up on some energy right there as well, which you got to keep in the back of our head for later on. Now they do decide to bring in Gallade right here, which Dark Pulse can do a lot of neutral damage, again, because of that Psychic fighting typing. So we're going to be putting a lot of pressure on them. Now, the Gallade decides to throw the charge move right here. That was 4 confusions and not 5. It's 5 for a close combat. This is a Leaf Blade. I'm not going to shield. It's going to be resisted because of our poison typing. So now we're putting a lot of pressure on them. I do have a bit of lag right there, but that's okay. We're just going to throw another Dark Pulse. This should be getting the second shield, or we're going to take out the Gallade. We do get the second shield, which is awesome. So this is where I'm going to go ahead and shield. This is now potentially a close combat. That was enough confusions right there, so I'm going to go ahead and shield. And sure enough, it was a close combat, which means we can near farm down. That's 1. That's 2. I almost could have farmed down right there, but I decided to throw the Dark Pulse anyways, just to guarantee take it out before a Leaf Blade could come through. Now we are going to see Empoleon now come in. What's great about Empoleon right here is Dark Pulse does a lot of neutral damage. Now, we need to swap out into Typhlosion. Yes, it's technically a losing matchup, but we can't let them farm us down for energy. Besides, Fire-type moves do neutral to Empoleon because of the Steel Water typing. So we're going to go ahead and shield right here. Blast Burn would take it out from this range. We got to be careful of a swap. So here we go. They do decide to swap. We're going to go ahead and throw Blast Burn right away. They overloaded on energy, which means they could have potentially thrown a Rock Slide after maybe one Fast Move. So we got to take out the Tangrowth right there. We're going to see the Empoleon come back in, and we get to another Blast Burn. So again, clearing shields in the early mid game with Alolan Muck and Gallade allows Typhlosion here to sweep endgame, and that's going to be a good battle. Very well played. All right, moving into this next battle here. We'll have to see how this one goes. This team is definitely a lot of fun. All these Pokemon on this team, I'd highly recommend you start looking to invest in for the future of Ultra League because they are very strong contenders. So we have Gallade on the lead now versus Venusaur. Very positive matchup now for us because of that poison typing. What you guys can do in this matchup right here is all you need to do is shield one Frenzy Plant and you should be able to farm down. They won't be able to get to 2 Frenzy Plants in time, especially if you have a bit higher attack here on Gallade. So they do decide to swap now into Charizard, and we're going to go ahead and go into Alolan Muck. A bit behind right there. The swap wasn't going right away, but that's okay. So what do we need to do in this situation? We know, firstly, we don't need to shield. Because Blast Burn, yes, it's going to hurt, but what we do is we have a Typhlosion that can counter Venusaur, we have a Gallade that can counter Venusaur. So what we need to do with Alolan Muck is flip the advantage in our favor when it comes to shields. We get a shield right there. They can't farm us down before we get to another Dark Pulse. So they'll either have to throw their energy or we get a Dark Pulse right here. This is going to do a lot of neutral damage and could potentially get a second shield. So what do? We get a second shield. That's solid. We have now given ourselves shield advantage. We have 2 counters for Venusaur in the back. We can come in with Typhlosion right here and either take neutral with Dragon Claw or resisted Blast Burn, which is totally fine, which means we don't need to shield. We're going to start loading up on energy. We're going to have to be prepared for what they have in the back. Dragon Claw does some nice chip damage right there, but again, we're going to load up on energy, and now they bring in a Swampert. This is what you guys have been waiting for. We're going to go ahead and shield right here, right? Hydro Cannon would take us out, and we're going to beam this Swampert in the face right here. So Solar Beam now coming in. It's going to do a massive amount of damage. One-shot the Swampert right here, and boom! We land it right there. And now we're going to see probably, I think, Venusaur come in. So Venusaur right here is going to have to throw energy. Incinerate's going to do way too much damage, and now Gallade can close very nicely for us. So what we're going to do, obviously Venusaur is going to one-shot us with that Sludge Bomb. We're going to bring in the Gallade right here and farm down. Now there's still a Charizard in the back with some energy, so what we're going to do first is throw Leaf Blade. I wasn't sure how much health it had left, but I know a Leaf Blade close combat should be enough to take it out. So Leaf Blade is resisted, and now we're going to go ahead and throw close combat, and this is definitely going to be enough damage to take it out. We're doing resisted damage, but still close combat should be enough to take it out, and sure enough it is, and that is going to be a good battle. Very well played. So we did land the Solar Beam there, which I told you guys we would land one here in this video. Alright, moving into the next battle. Let's see how this one goes. We have Gallade on the lead versus Magnezone. Okay, another tough matchup for you guys. So what's important about Magnezones here is they usually always build up to 12 Sparks. That's going to be 2 Wild Charges. So on the 11th Spark, we're going to throw the Leaf Blade. This is going to put them in a big situation to want to shield. So we do get a shield right there. Obviously, they want to go for back-to-back Wild Charges. So if you go at the 11th Spark, if you're counting correctly, you can throw that Leaf Blade and put huge pressure on them to shield because obviously you have enough energy for close combat. Now, on our side, we're going to double shield right here. If they decide to stay in this matchup, we can Confusion down. They do decide to swap now into Machamp, which is... it's an interesting play right here. Gallade is going to absolutely destroy it. Leaf Blade's going to do a lot of neutral damage, and we are just going to absolutely chunk. And what's great about Gallade being a psychic fighting typing is we resist all the moves here from the Machamp. We resist Cross Chop, Rock Slide, and Counter. So Rock Slide we can survive right there, farm down. Now we're going to throw a close combat on whatever's coming in. It's going to be the Magnezone, which is fine. This close combat will one-shot, and we will be getting the second shield. Now we can come in with that Typhlosion with Incinerate and look to farm down. So hopefully we can get off enough damage before they get to another charge move. No, they get to the Wild Charge in time. Well, they get to a charge move. This is going to be Wild Charge. It's not going to be enough to one-shot us, though, which is great. So we're going to be able to farm down. The final Pokemon now is going to be a Gyarados. So we're going to go for the Blast Burn right here. We would not make it to Solar Beam. We need to do as much resisted chip damage as we can. Fast swap now into the Alolan Muck and look to go for either the Dark Pulse or the Gunk Shot. But because I was live streaming on Twitch, we are going for the Trash Can to the Gyarados. This is going to be a Crunch, which is resisted. If you guys have Aqua Tail on your Gyarados, which I would recommend, you guys need to be throwing that for neutral damage. But the Gunk Shot right here will be taking out the Gyarados, and that is going to be a good battle right there. Very well played to my opponent. And we're going to go ahead and move into the final battle here. I believe it's the final battle. Yeah. So So we'll have to see how this one goes. We have we have Gallade on the lead versus Toxicroak. Very solid matchup for us. You guys know that. They're going to swap right away into Snorlax. So what we're going to do is build up to close combat, go for the Leaf Blade, then bail into a Alolan Muck. So Leaf Blade right here is still going to do neutral damage, but we are going to be threatening the Snorlax. So we throw the Leaf Blade, we get a shield, we're trying to swap to Alolan Muck, we can't get it in time. Now, we're going to go ahead and let this go. In order to beat Toxicroak, we just need our confusion damage. We don't need a ton of health. So we're going to swap now into Alolan Muck right here. Alolan Muck's going to do a lot of neutral damage, and then hopefully what we can do, I could have swapped into Typhlosion as well. That could have been a decent play because of Blast Burn damage and whatnot. But what we're going to do is basically go for a Dark Pulse. Could have gone for Gunk Shot right there, but Dark Pulse is going to do quite a bit of neutral damage, and then we're going to try to overload on energy to make sure we can hit a Gunk Shot on the Toxicroak coming back in. So another charge move coming through, going to be another Body Slam. We don't need to shield it. What we're wanting to do is get our Alolan Muck low so the Toxicroak cannot farm a lot of energy. So again, we're going to throw a Dark Pulse now. I don't want them to get to another Body Slam because I don't want to give up a shield. So we throw the Dark Pulse, take out the Snorlax, and we're going to see the Toxicroak now come back in. Because of the Fighting Poison typing, both Dark Pulse and Gunk Shot are going to be resisted, but Gunk Shot, I'm not going to be able to get to 2 charge moves, I don't think, and Gunk Shot is going to do more damage in this single move right here to the Toxicroak, so we take out about 50% of its health, which is really nice. We are now within range to do 2 confusions to take out this Toxicroak. We go ahead and bring in the Gallade right here. We're going to shield, and this is going to be probably a Mud Bomb right here, which is fine. We still have one more shield for us, and we see a swap now into Drift Blunt, so we're going to go ahead and go into Typhlosion. This is why I said earlier we could have brought in Typhlosion to Snorlax in hindsight, right? Because obviously Alolan Muck does fantastic against Drifblim. But we're going to go ahead and shield. That wasn't a Shadow Ball, it was an Icy Wind, which is unfortunate. We're going to go ahead and build up and go for the Blast Burn, but I took too long to go for it. This is going to be Shadow Ball. Can we hold on? Yeah, we can hold on right there. Blast Burn now. We have back-to-back Blast Burns. This is going to be doing a lot of neutral damage, even though our attack was lowered because of Icy Wind, so we get the shield right there, and we're going to go ahead and throw the next one. This is going to be taking out the Drifblim. Now, this is a very tough situation right here because Toxicroak still has energy. So hopefully we can throw a charge move right here. We do 1 confusion and we get to the close combat. I don't think Leaf Blade was going to be enough, so I needed to do 1 confusion, but close combat will be taken out. And that's going to be a good game. Very close one right there. Well played to my opponent, but we're able to clutch it up right there for a solid 5-0 to close out yesterday's live stream with an Incinerate Typhlosions. So a lot of fun battles right here. You guys may also be wondering where I'm at currently. I haven't done a lot of battles. I've been taking a lot of time. As you guys can see, there's 76 YouTube comments, 76 days left in the season. We're going to be okay. We're kind of taking things slow. We have 205 battles done with 139 wins, which is going to be a 68.5% win rate, which is really solid. I'm very happy with that. Working my way up, but I'm spending more time with family on weekends and stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know down in the comments what you guys thought about Incinerate Typhlosion and what you guys think about this team. Again, if you guys are going to use an Incinerate Pokemon, I'd recommend throwing it in the back and look to get shields with your lead and safe swap basically in order to allow them to sweep endgame. That's the play with it. And Alolan Muck will also draw out Swamperts if they do have them in the back, right? And you guys can go for Dark Pulses and put a lot of shield and health pressure that way. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.